I'm welcome to Hannity, and tonight a fighter jet flyover, a press conference with no questions off limits, a big new alliance that has, basically no one thought was possible, a surprise new $1 trillion investment. It was a momentous day at the White House with the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince. Now, coming up, we're going to bring you all the latest details as President Trump is really uniting the world behind us, the greatest country God gave man. Now, even Toyota's CEO attended a NASCAR race decked out in MAGA gear, and rap legend Nicki Minaj, is thanking President Trump. What a night. Take a look.
I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage.
And imagine Hollywood. Anyway, we'll have a lot more on all of today's breaking news. That's coming up straight ahead. And in just a moment, we'll set the record straight about the Epstein files. Democrats, they have been playing with fire, and tonight they're about to get burned. Now we know why the Biden administration never released this information for 4 years. What we begin with is shocking, an abuse of power. Top Democratic lawmakers on tape calling for an insurrection against our commander-in-chief. Take a watch.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard,
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army, or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
This should shock the conscience and soul of every American. Article 2, Section 2 of our Constitution is very clear. Quote, the president shall be commander-in-chief of the Army and Navy of our country, the USA. Not Congress, not a former CIA officer, not a former astronaut, not Elise Slotkin. It is not just inappropriate for these Democrats to try and undermine President Trump's sole authority constitutionally as commander-in-chief. It is unlawful. A brazen act of subversion against our country. They appear to want a military coup in our country to take place. At this point, these Democrats, they might as well try to breach the walls of the White House and break down the doors like their radical supporters did all throughout the summer of love during the rioting in the summer of 2020 that they said were mostly peaceful. Now, this may sound dramatic to our detractors, but think about how we got here. Never mind the Russia hoax, the Mueller witch hunt, the bogus impeachments. In 2024, Democrats tried to throw Trump in prison. Why? To prevent him from becoming president. They raided his own home. They ripped through the First Lady's closet, his son's bedroom. A few months later, a deranged Trump hater came within 1 millimeter of taking Donald Trump's life. A short time after that, another would-be assassin somehow got within range to make another attempt at Trump's life. Now, in his second term, the president has worked hard to fulfill his stated campaign promises, everything that he ran on, full transparency, incredible access within the bounds of our federal republic. And yet the rage on the left now is at an all-time low, getting worse every single day. And we're about to show you from a North Carolina NAACP leader is now what she's saying is commonplace. We hear it all the time, almost daily. It is incitement. It is dehumanizing. Take a look.
We have a little man sitting in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue who really believes that Hitler was the greatest man ever on earth, whose whole vision is to be just like Hitler, and is trying to create a 1940s Germany right here in the United States. And like then, many people said, well, it's them, it's not me, until eventually it was them.
Now, these disgusting, vile smears don't begin and end with President Trump. You have left-wing lunatics. They are attacking conservatives all across the country. Only a few weeks ago, our friend Charlie Kirk was assassinated for daring to what? Create a platform where he and other Americans could engage in civil debate? But according to a left-wing professor who disrupted a local Turning Point event at Purdue University Northwest, well, Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA is fascist. Take a look. Take a look.
Oh, you want to know what fascism means? Because I'll tell you. You guys want to know? Yes. Yeah. When you have a society. Okay. So you have a situation here where you want to go into classrooms and you want to tell faculty that they're not allowed to speak the truth about the history of this country. You want them to be, what's the word for slaves now? Volunteer, involuntary employees or involuntary workers. We can't even say slavery. That's ridiculous.
We're not wanting to impose on the teachers. We are wanting this to be within the students. And
but the students want to decide what history is.
No, we know what history is, actually. Yeah, did you know that all of our founding fathers were actually Christian and this country was formed on Christian values?
It is really shocking, but according to the left, any political disagreement, that's fascism. Now, these are socialist revolutionaries. They don't believe in the freedom of thought and expression. Mamdani, AOC, the incoming socialist mayor of Seattle, virtually every high-profile Democrat now running for office pretty much wants to burn down the system that has created more wealth than any other system ever designed by man and abolish in the process all dissent. And of course, according to these Democrats, anything Donald Trump does is fascist, racist, he's a Nazi, etc. Even deporting criminal, illegal immigrants. That's fascism, according to these idiots. Obama deported millions. Not one person on the left ever cared at all. But now that Donald Trump is doing it, there are anti-ICE riots, assaults, doxing, threats. Everywhere these federal agents are going. Take a look. Elected Democrats, so-called leaders, they are fueling this rage that is taking place that we're witnessing all across the country. What is the result? Assaults on federal officials are up a whopping 1,000%. And according to Homeland Security, there have been a record 100 ramming attacks using vehicles this year alone. Yet Democratic leaders, they just continue to double, triple down on their violent rhetoric and then blame Donald Trump for making them do what they say. Take a look.
I believe that we all need to pay attention to Trump and how he acts. He is the cause of all the confusion and the destruction that we have seen in politics as far as I'm concerned. Because it used to be we could disagree, and that was that. I disagree with a lot of Republicans, but it does not necessarily turn violent. Ever since he's been introduced into politics, we have seen a consistent spike in the violence when it comes to politics.
Now, this brings us back to Elise Slotkin, the congresswoman who was in the video seemingly calling for that insurrection, now sees a big problem with the Democratic Party. According to her, they just aren't aggressive enough. Oh, they need to get more insane. Take a look.
Democrats, if we are going to deal with the onslaught from the White House, need to A, have a plan, and B, get a little more alpha energy into our leadership. Okay, a little more alpha energy. And our veterans understand what this is.
Given everything we know, this is a party hell-bent on destroying Donald Trump one way or another. It gets worse every day. And it's still not enough for these radicals. What else could they possibly do or say about Donald Trump? How much worse could they possibly treat Donald Trump supporters? How bad, can it get worse how they treat law enforcement? What's the next step in their unyielding quest to assert the will of you, the American people? I don't have the answers to those questions, but I do know this. When a group of these Democrats come out and encourage members of our military, our intel community, to commit acts of insubordination, just know that this is headed for a very, very dark place. This won't end well. Slotkin, Kelly, all the other Democrats in that video should recant their statements, lower the temperature, or frankly, just resign in disgrace. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.